Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today with an update for my 2017 rolling project pan. So there's a few words in there if you don't know what a project pan is. Essentially, I have targeted products to use them up or to hit pan or to generally use up makeup. So I have been targeting certain products. When I use them up, I will introduce new ones, hence the rolling, it keeps going. And then by the end of the year, I'd love to use up approximately 1,000 Australian dollars worth of product. So I'm not sure if this is my third update for the year, but I generally try to update every month or so. My last update was 2 months ago because last month I was on holidays for a few weeks and I didn't really I brought some Project Pan products with me, but a lot of it stayed at home, so the progress hasn't been as great as it should have been for 2 months, but I did make some decent progress. So if you want to see my other videos of this, I will have a playlist linked on the screen and also in the description box. But what I'm going to do is go through the products that I've used up, the products that I've made some decent progress on, and then the other products that I haven't made decent progress on. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about the few products that I'm introducing into the project pan. So I've got 4 products that I've used up this time around. The first one is this foundation by Maybelline. It's the Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I didn't love this, but it was pretty much when I introduced this in my project pan. I'd only used it a couple of times, and so I've used it up. I'm glad I've used it up. I've got one more shade of this. I'm gonna chuck it or give it away because I don't like it. So yeah, I'm happy to see that one go. And if you want to know what I think about the products that I've used up, I will do an empties video probably next week. And you can see what I think about these products. So the next thing was something I added in only last check-in, and it was the Benefit Stray Don't Stray. This is the eyeshadow and concealer primer. I really did like this, but the biggest problem was I used it up really quickly. So I think I said in my last video that I had used this a few times, quite liked it, but it sat in a drawer while I was using something else up. And then I decided to pull this out and consistently use it for a few weeks. I think I only got maximum maybe 6 to 8 weeks of everyday use out of this until it was running really dry, which I didn't think was good enough for the price point of this. So I really liked the product. I really liked that it was a good eyeshadow base. You can use it as a concealer base. It was just a nice product to use. I love the doe foot applicator for a primer. I think more primers should have doe foot applicators. But yeah, I went through it so quickly. So yeah, I used it up and I used it up pretty quickly. This one was a triumph, and this has been in my project pan, I think, since the start. So it is the Estee Lauder eyeshadow in Cyber Pink. So it's a cyber metallic eyeshadow, and I was using it as a highlighter. So I have used it up. It's really crumbly. So you can see that the pan, I should tap some of this off, but you can see that the pan is one of those like the grate type pans, so it's harder to get a really clean, like to get all the product out because it kind of gets stuck in there. But I brought this away traveling with me as my highlighter, and I used a lot, and I ended up having to sort of like scrape it like out of the grate to use it properly. But you can see on the screen where I was at last check-in, and so hopefully you can see that it is pretty much all done. There is still a little bit of product in here, but it's so hard to get out with that kind of great pan design. So I'm going to say that that's done. Last thing I used up, I put in a little mascara, a little Bobbi Brown mascara. This is the Smoky Eye Mascara. I was using this consistently for a long time. Like, I didn't bring it away with me, but I think the rest of the time I was using it, so I don't know, 5-6 weeks worth. And it's still, I can still use it, but it's really clumpy now. So I figured it's time for it to go. It was quite a nice mascara. I enjoyed using it. And whenever I get a little mini that lasts a few months, I'm like, that's not a bad mascara. But yeah, it's getting clumpy now, and I think it can go. All right, let's start talking about the products that I've made some decent progress on. Do you remember this guy? He was also in at the start of my project pan, and it was pretty much almost untouched. So it's the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster light to medium. I'm wearing a lot of it today because I wanted to try to use it up before this video. Didn't quite make it. So last time you'll see that I had a ring of product. I ended up repressing it and it was just like a little dome of product in the middle that I'd pressed down, and it was pressed quite firm, and I brought it traveling with me. It didn't break, but I'm nearly done. I reckon that's like 2 more applications worth. That's why I was trying to get 3 applications worth of bronzer on my face today to get it used up. But by the time I see you next time with an update, it will be gone. It'll be well and truly gone, and I'll probably be working on another bronzer that I'll add into it because, you know, I use bronzer every day, so I may as well always have a bronzer in my project pan. So this one, nearly done. Then the never-ending blush that I was having such trouble with, the Rimmel. This is the Lasting Finish Soft Color Blush in 120 Pink Rose. I did hit pan, and the pan started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like within 3 times that I've used it, and then it kind of just stopped. So I've hit a wall again, but last time there was no pan. This time there is pan, but I don't think that pan is growing anytime soon. I'm wearing this blush today. I've been wearing it pretty much every day. I brought it traveling with me, so I'm trying to get some good use out of it, but it's a sucker. It just keeps going. I've also made some visible progress on my 2 little eyeshadow palettes, or quads, or whatever I've been using. So this one by Mary Kay, you can see on the screen that I'd hit pan on all shades last time around, and now the shades, the panage is bigger. Now, I am wearing some of these today. I don't like just using this because it makes a very silvery kind of cool toned look, and it doesn't really suit me. So I'm wearing like an olive eyeshadow with some of these. I've also started using that big kind of light pan as a highlighter. You can't really see today, but as a highlighter, because I don't like light silvery eyeshadows. So I'm trying to use that up as a highlighter. So yeah, I'm not going to reintroduce a new highlighter into this series just yet, because that's probably the only way I'm going to be able to use up that pan. And I do want this whole quad to be used up completely by the end of the year. So, you know, I'm trying. It's slow going. Then the other eyeshadow palette that I wanted to hit pan on all shades by the end of the year, I have made a bit of progress with this. I think last check-in I'd hit pan on 2 shades, and this time around I've hit pan on 4 shades. Now you can barely see it. I've just hit pan on the pink one, like barely. I don't know if you can see it, but I've also hit pan on that one. That one's nearly gone, and that one is roughly the same as last time. The really dark shade is going to be the tough thing because I really don't like it. It applies really patchy, and the only way I can sort of use it is to like set liner or to fill in my brows if I want really dark brows, but I don't want really dark brows. So that is going to be, you know, a constant pain in the ass. But I'm hoping, well, I'm sure that by the end of the year I can hit pan at least slightly on that one. So yeah, you can barely see this pink one. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Oh, it's catching the light. There we go. We got it. All right, so more visible updates. I've got my little Laura Mercier. This is the Caramel Matte Eyeshadow. Last time I had a ring and that just wasn't going down. So I did repress it. Looks like this now. And because I pressed it a little bit lighter or with less pressure than I generally would, it's become really easy to pick up product, whereas I found that eyeshadow was really, really densely packed and really hard to sort of pick up on your brush and use a bit of. So I did repress this. It was pressed quite loosely, and it means that it is a lot easier to pick up. And you can see that there's only like a relatively light, like not a huge layer, but it's a thin-ish layer of product there. So yeah, having it like this, it's easier to see the progress on it, and it makes me feel like I'm actually getting somewhere, which is good. So eyeshadow, some progress. All right, now this thing is starting to really irritate me. It's my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown. This is how much I've used up. I did scrape off the sides. I'm not sure if you can see, but I did sort of, not repress it, but I did scrape down the sides and put it all in the middle so it's easier to grab. And I have since, after doing that, I've since hit pan on it again, as you can see. Now, the problem with this is that you have to use a very small amount of it, and I'm wearing it today, and I'm preferring slightly lighter brows these days. So this medium brown shade is doing my head in because I don't actually want to use it. It's not a bad product, but it does create quite a bold brow, and I've got other products that I took away with me on holidays and have been loving the effect of. So coming back to this, I'm like, ugh. But I will keep with it. But I do think, a couple of months ago, I thought I would be able to get through this pretty quickly because I've been using it consistently. But now I'm like, okay, yeah, if I can use it up by the end of the year, I'm happy because I'm just not loving the really dark brows. Okay, so last check-in, I introduced this guy here, which is a loose powder by NARS. It's the Soft Velvet Loose Powder in the shade Desert. Now, I was saying that I hated using this because the sifter was really hard to get any product out. So I did take that off. Oh, focus on the thing, please. I did take that off and I have used a lot of it. There's still a lot in there, but I've probably used, I don't know, roughly a third of it. So it's a nice powder. It's easy to use every day. And I'm sure that this will be gone soon enough because I use a lot of powder. All right, I'm going to talk about these three things at the same time because I've marked them on paper. Now, I did have a Models Prefer eyeliner and I did bring it away with me. I have been using it. It is a liner that keeps breaking. So once again, you just have to keep sharpening it, and you lose a lot of product sharpening things, but at the same time you see some really good progress. So that is nearly done. I would say that next time that will be done. I've got my lip product that has been a constant pain in the ass. I've still got a lot of this left. I thought, oh, winter, I'll wear a berry lip a lot more, and I just haven't really been reaching for it. So I need to wear this one more. And then last check-in, I also introduced this Laura Mercier Caviar Stick Mini, and it's in the shade Copper, I believe, and it is really, really pretty. I'm wearing it today, and I didn't bring this away with me, but I have been trying to remember to use it since I've been back, and I've made a little bit of progress on that. So let's show the progress. Oh, by the way, all the people that are like, I'm missing your cats, it's there it is. There's one of them. There's one of them. All right, so hopefully you can see that this one has gone down a bit. So it's now down to there. Not heaps of progress, but still there's some progress there. Okay, with the Models Prefer liner, I have made a bunch of progress. So it's down to there from up there. So that's a lot of progress. I do find that these sharpening pencils, you get a lot of progress really quickly. So they're good to put in project pans. Lastly, this guy, which is a constant annoyance, I have barely made any progress on at all. So I need to be a lot better with this one. And there's the other cat being cheeky. It's always cheeky, that one. Okay, so the last thing that I'm doing an update on is my Benefit Gimme Brow. I am trying to use this. I have no idea where I'm at, just the nature of this sort of like, you can't see through the packaging and it's a spoolie thing. Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to use it. We'll see when it dries out. All right, so I have added in a couple more things into my project pan, and this is either replacing a few things that I've used up or just things that I thought I can use. Firstly, I have introduced a liquid liner, and I don't usually use liquid liners. I much prefer gel liners, and you know, I think these tend to run out really quickly, but I have been using this Lancome one. I took this away traveling with me, and it's quite a nice one actually. It's got like a thick side and then a thin side. I'm wearing it today, and so I'm just going to keep using this until this one is used up. So see how long that takes. Then to replace the primer, since I used up an eye primer, I'm going to put in the Kat Von D. This is the Locket, what is it? The Locket Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer in medium. This is really easy to get progress on because you twist it up and it's a stick. So that's how much product is in it. I've only used it maybe 3 or 4 times. I've also got a dark version as well. So I thought the medium one I can use sort of in the cooler months, and then if I use this one up, you know, soon I can introduce that other one. I have marked this on the piece of paper so I can see the progress, but it will be easy to keep track of the progress, which is really good about these kind of things. So I'm going to be using this. Then I've also introduced 2 lip products, and lip products are some of the hardest things for me to use up because I like changing up my lip product every day. But I'm struggling with that berry, and I thought I need to introduce some form of nude that I can either mix with it or I can wear instead, because often I do find I'm just going to the shops, I'll grab like a nude kind of balm, put it on, good to go. And I am picking, once again, a Tarte one that was in that same Christmas pack. They're getting old and I just figured, you know, I may as well try to, I don't know, if I'm struggling with that berry one, I may as well also be making progress on a nude one that, you know, that's getting old and a bit funky. So this is, once again, by Tarte. It's the Lip Surgeons, but this one is a brown and it's not a matte one like the berry. It is a kind of glossy, it's the one I'm wearing today. It's like a glossy nude brown. I really like it. So this one does have a bit of product left in it. This one much here, but I can definitely use it a lot more frequently without feeling like, oh, I'm wearing the same lip every day, it's so boring. So I'm adding that one also, and I've marked that on the paper. Then the last thing I'm going to use up is just a lip balm that I'm going to keep next to my bed or my computer. It is by Revo, and I've had this for a while, and it is nearly done anyway. So it is the Melon Mint, I believe. Baby, you love mint. Do you want to come and smell this? Booby, booby, give me a booby. Beautiful boy. Yeah, so this is just a lip balm that I've had floating around for a while in my handbag, and I just thought I'm going to make more of an effort to use it up, but there's not too much left in it. All right, so that is my Project Pan 2017 check-in update type thing. I think I'm doing all right. I'll put the amount of product, no, the price of the products that I've used up this check-in, and then the total of this Project Pan so far. I know that some people will be wondering, why are you even doing a Project Pan? What's the point of it? I probably should have addressed this at the start because those people would have clicked off anyway, but it's a really good way to use up the makeup that you have, and also try to use it up and get value for money before things go off. Like, there's nothing worse than going, oh, this lip balm, now it's old and gross and I'm just gonna chuck it out. Like, you may as well get use out of it. And it really has helped me focus on a few products at once. And so, like, for example, I'll never have more than 1 or 2 concealers open at a time, or one or two foundations, because I like keeping them sealed. Like, if I've got backups, I like having them sealed. It's just kind of changed my mindset about makeup a little bit. I'm still crazy about lip products and eyeshadow palettes, but yeah, when it comes to opening new makeup that will go off pretty quickly, I've become a little bit better at using what I have before I open another one. So always 1 or 2 mascaras open, all the rest are sealed, same as concealers and foundations these days, and I'm quite happy about that. All right, guys, do check out the playlist. It should be on the screen, so if you want to see my other check-ins. Otherwise, there'll be other content on the screen, so check it out, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.